Assalamu alaikum.
I had a very hard upbringing with my own father. He was very, very harsh, very strict. Very strict, very harsh. Moment I did something, bang! And he didn't have one stick, he had 7 sticks. And he used to choose his nice sticks on the way to the masjid. You know, on the way back from the masjid, he used to look at trees, the branches. That's a nice stick there. Take his penknife out, start smoothing it out, and he used to bring it home. Those days when I was young, it was a very harsh thing, and you know, there was hardly any emotion. But later on in life, there's a stage when I grew to understand why he was like that. Because my father did not have his parents beyond the age of 12. Both his parents died at the age of 12. He had a very harsh upbringing. He lived himself on a very harsh life. And somehow Allah brought him to this country, and somehow, you know, he made it and so on, fine. But that harshness he had was perhaps because of his upbringing. I can't blame him for that. His parents died at the age of 12. Alhamdulillah, at least my parents were alive till I was fully grown. And the second thing, you know, the second thing is that today there's no one that gets more dua from myself than my father and my mother. Why? And another du'as I give to my father is from my heart. You know why? Because my father pushed me and pushed me and pushed me to become this imam I am today. My father really wanted me to, he had 4 sons. And he wanted one of his sons to become Hafiz. So he tried to make all 4 sons Hafiz. And they all bust one by one. And I was the last. I said, well, I'm going to bust like you, buddies. And my father said, you bust up, then I'm going to bust you up, son. You're my last thing that I've got. So I said, what's my crime? They all bust up, I'm going to bust up like, no, you can't. He was the source of me becoming Hafiz of the Quran. If he wasn't hard on me, and I honestly, I'm saying to some of you kids here, if you've got parents that are hard on you, and they are being very firm with you, and they're pushing you in this direction, you know, one day you might end up like me, giving your best du'as from the bottom of your heart to your fathers. Because I look at my colleagues who grew up with me. Some of them are in prisons, most of them are broken up with broken lives. And my father, he pushed me, became Hafiz, then he pushed me to to learn the religion. And his greatest wish was that we went on, and those days I didn't understand it. Those days I knew if I came out the madrasa, I'd be jumping out the frying pan into the fire. I'd dare come home. My father would make me keema. He'd send me back in body bags if he had to, but I'd be studying back in the madrasa. So I had to stay inside. That was for what? That was only for a few years. That was only for 2-3 years. After that I liked it. After that I got used to the life. And then when the beauty of the Quran opens to you, when the beauty of Islam opens to you, when you start understanding what you're reading, you know, and when you enjoy it, then what? Then you can only give dua to the person who brought you there. And my father earns those duas from myself.
على مر الزمان تألقا وأضاء للدنيا طريقا مشرقا وهدى من الرحمن يهدينا به للصالحات وللمكارم والتقى.